Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Ernie, see the Gap Tooth Genius, and we are back for episode 161. I'm back with my guy Cueto. This is going to be doing the job number 5, putting over wrestling we love, and this is doing the job. Sir, how you doing?
Good, brother.
Talking about how we look on video and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. And I'll tell you all the time, but I appreciate you taking your time out to do this, man. It's been really fun.
Like I said, it's always been a pleasure, man. I like, where else did we, you and I are in group chats and stuff like that talking about wrestling outside of this. So I was like, why, when else do we have this opportunity to actually just sit down and talk this stuff out?
I think we do need, like I was telling D with what's in the deck, another part of the Keep Grinding the podcast. Maybe some exclusive stuff. Like I know we always talk about doing classic matches. We got to do it when we have a little more time. But we should start doing them. We have a little. Maybe we come in a little bit earlier, knock some stuff out.
Sure.
Because man, it's been really really fun, and just it's the consistency that people love, and they know we love it, and I think they could tell we love it just because I think we take our time out to do it, man. So again, this is 161. We're on our way to 200. I hope we get to 200 before school starts again.
Oh, man.
That's the goal. That's the goal. So we're back, man. We had another full week of wrestling. It was the 4th of July weekend. We have a lot going on, man.
A lot going on. A lot of things to set up. We were talking just right before we started here about all the content coming up in the next week.
What are you most excited about before we dive into this week? After we've seen Raw and Smackdown, what are you like? I need to see that.
A couple of things, really. I'm interested to see how they play out this whole Goldberg Gunther thing.
That's probably that's one. It's great. People are. You know what? I just think that the Goldberg, not the hate, but the lack of respect for what he's done, his legacy, man. Goldberg he's over. He's been. It's not. I don't see how people are still surprised he's still over.
I don't know how old some of these people are that still watch wrestling. But I mean, if you're watching '98 when Goldberg and Hogan went on for the title, and you didn't, you're lying to yourself. You tell me you didn't pop when Goldberg took out Hogan and the NWO.
And I remember talking to the Flock and Hugh Morris and Glacier, and he was just running through these. I was a kid, man, but I remember this stuff vividly, bro. And him, just the taser with Scott Hall tased the shit out of him, and then we all remember him and Brock in WrestleMania 20. In his first run with the Rock, Hollywood Rock, and his second run with the Fiend. And
you know what's funny about that Brock match? I really like that. Even though people hate on it, and everybody was like, the crowd took over and everything like that, and Stone Cold was kind of mugging for the camera. I actually really liked, if you sit there and watch that match,
with no audio,
we're just watching Brock and Goldberg pick each other up and just toss each other around. That was really impressive.
And now we think back on it, it wasn't their prime.
Right.
These guys were with 20. Well, see, we're on 30. What WrestleMania? On
42 coming is the next one. Dude,
that's 22 years ago, and look at Goldberg now, bro. He's still relevant, and I'm not surprised he's still relevant, man. Let's pick a few things out of SmackDown, which I really loved. I love Drew McIntyre coming back.
Yeah,
it's been
Drew's
a while.
Always going to be a power player in that group. He's someone that main event scene's always going to need, and the consistency that talk about consistent guys. I mean, ever since the pandemic, when he came out and took the title off of Lesnar, I feel really bad for the guy that he hasn't had a chance to get his run with the crowds back.
Yeah, definitely. He never got that stamina back. And we always talk about that momentum. Drew was that he was that COVID champion, I guess you could say. He kept it going. Him and I know Roman kind of broke out his shell too with his well
later on, yeah, but
chief,
I mean. It's hard they had Brock as the champion. It's hard to present a credible, opponent to Brock. And then, Drew came out and everybody was like, oh, man, this guy can do it. And sure enough, he went out there and put on a good match with him.
Oh, yeah. And I love that he's in the mix, and he's always going to be in the mix. And just him mixing up with Cody and Orton, I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let me see. What's another? Did you have one that you wanted to talk about? We'll go 2-2.
Sure. The other thing that we're talking about for this upcoming weekend is going to be the Women's Evolution 2. And they're trying to set that up right now. There's a few little angles here and there. It's not, one of my biggest gripes, I think, in wrestling is when they just kind of throw two people together in a match and kind of there's no explanation to it. There's no kind of thing. It's just kind of what would happen if this guy and this guy get together. And it's kind of what hurts AEW more than anything. They kind of do more of that kind of booking, whereas the WWE is actually trying to set up storylines and kind of process things that are going to happen. So
Definitely.
I like what I'm seeing. We had the return of Trish Stratus into that kind of, putting over somebody on the way out, I think, is what she's kind of doing with this whole Tiffany angle. And then they're teasing the Tiffany Jade kind of thing too, I think, which is coming up at SummerSlam. The other thing I really was actually, I didn't think I was going to care for it, but the Charlotte and Alexa build up here.
Yeah, for sure. And now they're gonna be in that 4-way tag team match, which is pretty. I like how they put NXT in it.
Yeah.
That's got to. No, you got to.
I do love Charlotte, and again, kind of Alexa putting Charlotte in her place a little bit before the match. Like, hey, you're not relevant. You're not on the scene right now. They go out, they do this tag team match or whatever, and then Charlotte kind of like, you see her personality kind of open up, like, oh, maybe I do need this person around. So it gives you something to do with the character. That's kind of like, I think the fans were kind of like, okay, we're over Charlotte for a little bit, but I kind of like to see this element of it and see where it takes off from there.
Definitely. I think another big storyline right now is Solo and versus Solo and Jacob Fatu, man. I think that's a very, very important. It's gonna even this weekend. Who's it this weekend? Is it Solo and Jacob again?
No, I think Solo's got an open challenge or something that they're trying to set up.
Oh man, okay. I love what they're putting Jimmy Uso in there, who's always we're trying to find his path, and I love him and Jacob together, man. That's a tag team in the making, I feel like.
Oh, not only that, you don't get the sense that they're setting it up for somebody else to come back.
Yeah.
Whether it's Roman, whether it's somebody new, I mean, I'm really interested to see how this storyline's going to turn, what it's going to turn into here.
There's a lot of. Are we going to have another bloodline? How many can we have here?
Oh man, that family's huge. I don't know.
It's gonna be nice. And Journey Fatu is actually in town on Friday. That's Jacob's brother.
Okay.
If you want tickets, bro, no bullshit. I know we're talking about pod, but seriously, like if you need some tickets, and want to take the family out, I do the photography there. That's kind of my. And I have nobody to go. I know Angel works on Friday nights. My dad can't go. If you want some tickets, man, it's pretty cool. Like it's
tomorrow Friday.
Yeah. Oh damn! Is it tomorrow? No, it's today. Oh my God, it's Thursday. Holy shit. These things are just...
The timeline there for you guys.
The timeline just goes... I'm used to shooting on Wednesday, that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to go, man, let me know. It's
I'll let you know. I'm out of town in the morning. I'll see if I'll be back.
It's pretty... like Jacob Fatu is going to be on there. I mean, Journey Fatu is going to be on Jacob's brother. Pretty cool indie stuff. It's called Rodeo Pro Wrestling out of Bakersfield, California. They're trying to bring it back, man.
Yeah, support the indies.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Off Track or Fast had no idea that NWA Hollywood was a part of the 80s here with Strongbow Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look into like these databases, man, they had a lot of stars out here, man. Yeah. They're not like Hulk Hogan type stars, but they had Roddy Piper, they had Patera, they had a couple guys who were really known, man. It's pretty cool. And yeah, so that's what. How did I get into that? Anyway, yeah, Journey Fatu will be there. Jacob Fatu's brother.
Just kind of wondering what's going to happen with this bloodline. See if anything's going to, if we're going to get another member of the Uso Fatu Anoa'i family, getting into WWE more. Maybe Roman coming back too. You never know.
And they really are putting over Solo and his group too. The way that they're just putting. What is it? Did they put him to a table this week?
Yeah, that was this week. That was they did the homage to the Shield.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of, if that's a dig at Roman, then that's pretty cool.
What's his? I forgot his name again.
The new guy.
Tala Tonga.
I always think of it as Tala because he's tall.
This guy. Oh, there you go. Tala Tonga. I really like him, dude. I like what he's doing, and he's a beast. I think it is the height, but he has some charisma there, and. Man, just take it, JC Mateo, bro. I love this.
Just flinging Jimmy.
God. Like Jimmy's a small man or something. Love seeing JC, man. And I know we were kind of talking about how I like seeing the push of what he has going on. This looked like it hurt.
Oh yeah.
That looked like it hurt, dude.
That's Tonga Loa.
Yes, I seen his name. Yeah, Tonga Loa. So it's Tonga Loa, Solo.
JC Mateo and Tala Tonga.
That's the two. I guess that's Bloodline 2.0. And I really like this, man. They're making Solo look like the man that he's been. He's just the aggressor. He's the.
Well, I mean, someone had to do this to Jacob sooner or later. If you're gonna establish someone as a as a monster, as a evil faction, as a powerful group. Someone's got to take down the beast, and right now the beast is Jacob. So the fact that these guys come through, lay him out, and then give him a shield power bomb through the table was pretty impressive.
They go dude. Something about Tala, man. I just think this could be something for sure.
They're addressing him the right way. I remember when he was on a couple of indie shows, and I think on a couple of appearances in AEW.
AEW, yeah, 100%.
And I didn't feel the gravity of how big of a guy he was. But now you're trying to. I think they're kind of dressed. I mean, obviously he's just wearing a black shirt and pants or whatever, but he looks a lot more menacing now.
I like how they did this little. I like that. I think the little touch, having Solo stay on. He's on top. I love it, man. I love that we went back to 2 hours.
It's almost like the old school Death Row Records magazine, the Source magazine cover, where they're all kind of sitting there in a diamond spot.
Oh, I love it, man. That's this is the new click in town, and
Yeah.
I love how they took those end credits, and that's the beautiful thing about SmackDown. Hopefully, it stays like that.
Yeah.
And then we had Raw a couple days later, July 7th, which feels like so long ago, dude. A little bit. I felt really good about the show.
It opened up strong. You had that promo with Rollins and his group coming out, kind of laying out the groundwork for what they're trying to do, for what they want to be. I think the biggest surprise takeaway was Braun kind of taking the mic and giving off his his guarantee of punishment to Sami Zayn is what it really sounded like.
And we're dropping seeds. Or is it too soon to be dropping seeds of what happens to every group? The breakup.
I don't know
I
don't know if that's something like. Yeah, this might be something they'll say for a long-term storytelling thing, where I could see maybe if this group goes through and 6 months down the line, Braun's cutting a promo like, I always knew you had something against me when I that.
And maybe Braun's gonna be the leader one day. Maybe they can't tame him, and it's better to be with him than against him. At
some point, he's gonna be a main eventer. So
yeah, and love what they're doing here, and just the way they set up the Sami Zayn, him and Sami Zayn. Was that the main event? It was Seth and Penta, right?
Yes.
Setting up him and Sami Zayn for later on in the day, man. It was really good to see. And
yeah, they're just calling out their opponents, man.
I forgot that Braun was he Australian?
He's from New Zealand.
New Zealand. Yeah. You could tell, and it's a good. I love the way he's doing the yeet, but he kind of quiet it down. Like that's a cool touch for him. It's unique. It's individualism, and
I think that's his first promo I can think of in the WWE, where he's just kind of talking, not yelling, not trying to be a monster or whatever.
No, I think that was very good for the individualism. Mm-hmm. What was let's pick one more thing. We'll go straight into the Braun Sami.
That was a brutal match, and you could tell for Sami. Hats off to Sami for selling so hard for Braun, but I don't know how hard he had to sell. But everything that Braun does is hard hitting, it's high impact, it's exactly what you think somebody like that needs to be doing. And then Sami goes in there with the taped ribs and trying to sell an injury from previous weeks, so that this is a really good job of setting up this kind of thing. And then we get the little surprise at the end with Mr. Cross coming out. And
we talk about it every week so far, man. Just to see the underdog story of Sami Zayn, the people, that's what sells him. Mm-hmm. He's very McFoley-like. And you see it today with the bumps he took on Monday. Like, those bumps, there's no way those don't hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And just sacrificing your body for this. And, man, it's Braun Breaker. And then here we go. We have Karrion Kross coming out. Who the people are starting to, you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
They're starting to, we want Kross. And
push Karrion and all that.
Yeah, man. Why not? I think maybe they're trying to, it looks like what they're trying to do, too, is kind of seduce them to their side,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that is the next step for Sami Zayn.
Like I said, it's the beauty of these types of angles right now is you don't know where they're going to go. And then we talked about this before, in a system that's been so formulaic in certain areas, it's nice to see a spot where you don't know what the end game's going to be at.
I love it. Adam Pearce grabbed that pipe and just threw it to the back. Like that's that type of stuff. Like that's it looks like it's off the fly.
Yeah.
But no, we see Sami trying to overcome the odds again with Braun, and oh man, look at this spear, dude. How does it? I always worry about his shoulder. Like, bro, how does your shoulder not pop out on that? Such a maniac, man.
Well, again, you look at all these guys that do a version of the spear, the gore, the pounce or whatever you want to call it. And some guys just do it clean. And, for all the hate that you have for these ex-football guys, they tend to be a little bit better at it.
Goldberg, Atlanta Falcon. What was Braun at? Braun, what do you play college at? I know it wasn't some big.
Was he Iowa?
Maybe, bro. Maybe. I thought it was a little smaller school than that, but it probably could have been Iowa. It could have been Iowa. And that's very reminds me of Kurt Angle. He's taking off the straps.
Well, that's always been the universal sign of any guy that wears a singlet. As soon as the straps come down, it's on.
Oh, man, look at that, dude. What a devastating spear, man.
And just Sammy selling it like he's in agony. That's a kudos to Sammy.
Kicking the legs. It's very McFoley-ish. It's a good finish, man. No, I really love that. What were the two spots on Raw that you really enjoyed? There's a couple.
Again, I would say the two that stick out. So the big things that stick out in mind: Goldberg confronting Gunther. Now, again, is it real? Is it hype? There's a lot of things I saw online about whether or not the chants were real. Were people actually chanting Goldberg, or was it piped into the crowd and all
too?
that? Yeah,
I can see it piped in, but is it needed? I don't know. I'm not there.
I attended to but you know what? The dinosaurs in Jurassic Park aren't real either, man. So
100%. No,
I still like the movie.
100%.
Why overthink it? Just sit back and try and enjoy the experience.
And that's kind of like what Bubba Ray too, Bubba Ray. He's kind of critiquing the formula, and he's kind of comparing them to McDonald's right now. Like we serve billions, and we're gonna stick to the product. Our brand is the selling point,
right.
And you guys are just gonna come no matter what we serve. And he is kind of right to an extent, but it's like, dude, this is what we always kind of wanted. We wanted to be different from those Vince years,
right?
And we're getting some decent matchups. I feel like we're breaking new stars. Like it's not like we're recycling the same stuff. And we have a Goldberg appearance, but it's his retirement match.
I always think too in wrestling, there's got to be there's kind of an expectation. Like there's everybody says like sometimes it gets bland, sometimes it gets boring. Yeah, that makes sense too. But there's some logic that's got to follow too. There's not just you can't have a mid-carder, that guy that you like, and all of a sudden he's main event for, you can't. There's got to be steps to it. It's got to be logical.
He has to go through some obstacles and
right.
go through some shit. Like that's how you. Like Austin, he had to go through Brett a few times, and
he had to go through Brett. He had to go, win that King of the Ring.
Yeah, man. He had some. Dude, there's some matches with who was I watching? I think it was probably British Bulldog during those days with those 96 Raws. He was going a whole different Stone Cold too, man. People forget how. Well,
before the neck injury.
The neck injury, man. It's a whole different style, man. And it's like we talked about with Seth. Seth has a whole different style before he messed up his knees a few times, and that's just the way it is. I think these guys do have to break through. We can't just throw them in.
No,
because that's what we have the Roman. You shoving them down the throat type of thing.
Yeah, it happens too soon. Doesn't feel organic, and the crowd will turn against it.
Yeah, 100%. And it was the only thing I thought that was kind of cheesy. I know this is doing the job. We put over wrestling that we love, but Goldberg just decided, hey, I know when he's gonna talk, I'm gonna come out of this Mustang car.
Well,
it was a good timing for Goldberg, bro.
Again, the beauty of a guy like Goldberg too is sometimes his best time, when he was at his highest point, he rarely talked.
Yeah, for sure.
He was all kind of just snarling and screaming and fighting. That was a bit.
I love. You see the shirt he was wearing?
Oh yeah,
Goldberg's last ride. I might have to get that. That's pretty cool. And you just see the height, man. Goldberg at 58, 57 years old, still has the height. Still can pack a punch, and
you worry at guys like that losing muscle tone and stuff like that at a certain age, but he's still pretty thick. I was surprised by how wide he is coming through these back corners and
yeah, man. Yeah,
as he comes out of the crowd.
Still an athlete, man.
Oh yeah.
And he's got to, and I think we're not gonna get this. We're not gonna get this forever, man.
Mm-mm.
So you just gotta appreciate it. Like there was a time where this was the hottest wrestler in the whole, in the whole business, man. It's crazy to see in 2025 we still have Goldberg. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. What was this 27, 28 years past the streak?
Oh yeah, still relevant.
Yep.
Still relevant, man. And I think that's all. I think that's all based on the streak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think WWE did a fantastic job of making him seem like some unbeatable beast either. Like that was all from.
Well, he comes in on night one and puts the rock on his ass.
Oh yeah, for
sure.
Yeah, that was great. I thought I heard pop. It was something else.
Oh, that was I actually hit the water.
Oh, that's cool.
When we go through the rest of the night, I believe there was the other moment was the kind of the sleeper right now. I know you talked about him quite a few times, but he doesn't pop up very often in terms of like the main event scene. But LA Knight.
Oh yeah, he showed up at the end of this Penta match, right?
Yeah.
I want to see this punch real fast with Goldberg. This is awesome. I'm looking forward to this, man. And then you see he's about to set him up for the spear, and he powders out.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. Oh man, I thought he was gonna give him a spear, man.
Gunther being the
Chicken
thinking man's wrestler here,
yeah.
knows what to.
The chicken shit hill too stuff, man. That's what we love.
Mm-hmm.
So hey man, Are you? So is that kind of this can't miss TV this weekend? Is the Gunther and Goldberg match?
Is it going to be a 5-star Metzer rating scale match or whatever? Probably not. But I'm more interested in it from the perspective of what's this going to look like.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, how's I know Goldberg's tried to wrestle a specific way that's central to him the last couple of times and kind of fell flat. I feel like he's probably, I like to think he's learned from that, and he's probably going to change up his approach to this match. And with a guy like Gunther, who's probably a little bit more seasoned in the ring in terms of what he wants the match to look like, it'll be interesting to see if he truly is, the ring general in that sense.
I think we talked about it too. We'll talk about it again. I would really like to see Gunther punish Goldberg. Maybe Goldberg get a little bit of heat or get bounce back a little bit towards the end. But Gunther, he is the heavyweight champion of the world, and Goldberg, we're not expecting him to do some Penta stuff. Just brawl a little bit, and then he punches him, and Goldberg probably gets that last spark and that last, just give us a little bit more. He's almost there, and then Gunther just takes it, and that's it. And that'll be Gunther's ode to fame for the next few weeks. I retired Goldberg.
Gunther's a mauler, man. He there's some of the toughest guys on the roster have gone up against Gunther and come up short. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of approach the higher ups want to use this. Do they want to use Goldberg's almost superhero like status to try and see what build Gunther's reputation up off of being able to destroy him or something like that.
Well, what I would like to see what Gunther does from here on, if he does and when he beats Goldberg, still who's next?
Oh yeah,
that would be pretty cool. Then that's what. Here comes Punk. Here comes everybody else. But Gunther really saying, who's next? And kind of just line them up and knock them down.
Well, and we saw Rollins too make that kind of tease earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, just because I'm in this thing between Cena and Punk doesn't think, you're not on the list.
You're not on the radar. Yeah, he's definitely on the radar. Man, Seth holds the whole world in his hands right now with that Money in the Bank win. Keeps it so intriguing, I think.
Well, rightfully so. I think Seth is one of the, he's the glue, man. You can put that guy in anything and he'll hold it together. He'll hold it down. Just
like this week, right now watching the highlights from him and Penta. Who would have thought Penta right now, 2025, would be in main event of Raw against Seth Rollins?
Right.
Seth Rollins is he's versatile, dude. He makes the match too.
Well, it just, you forget that Penta was mid-carding a year ago. Now he's in the main event scene, putting on matches, selling merch.
People love and they buy it. It's not like it's forced upon us. And and he was on the mid card. Look at that, man! What a freaking that was a nice sequence there.
And then.
Oh, I love when they use the bottom rope, man.
When it's not a kick out, it's just
Just give me that's desperation. I need it. It's nice, man. No, I love that what they're doing with Penta. I think we started doing this show too, man. Right at the right time.
Yeah.
We really we hopped up. We've been on the Penta bandwagon, but just seeing his story evolve, it's really nice.
It's always kind of that thing. You wanted to see what he can do. We watch him in AEW with his brother, and they were doing those, a lot of tag teaming and stuff like that. And you'd always kind of have that kind of like, man, do you see what Penta did? Did you see what Ray Phoenix did? That kind of thing. That was always kind of the thing. Like you talk about the day after the paper, like, man, you see that one spot, and it was kind of interesting. So the fact that they were able to kind of go through and develop a character and a personality behind it, and it's just not just one move to the next. You're actually kind of, you can see Penta buying into the crowd and selling, his, the Cero Miedo thing and everything like that, and people are buying into it,
And I'll never forget like the first time that see, this is kind of interesting too. Who's Paul calling? Well, I think he called the guys out,
Yeah.
right? Okay, they were, okay. I think I don't know why I thought he was calling somebody else out here. Do you hear that? I don't know. I think it's my chair. Ah. Again, what the Bronze. Just call him the Bronze.
The Bronze.
And then we have LA Knight come in and, hey man, this is a feud. It's him and Seth for Saturday night, right?
Yep.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a great bout, I think.
You're like a Braun Breaker just hauling butt to the ring, man. Like he had enough time to do that, come out of the ring, and Braun's right behind him.
And you know what I love too? I think this is on SmackDown. Did you see that promo that LA Knight had? He had like the multiple.
Oh yeah.
That was beautiful. To me, it's like that's how you build somebody, man. Just little things like that. I know they've always done it, but it's just little things like that I really enjoy. And
he's on that cusp, man. Or like they always say the only way to get over is to make yourself undeniable, and he's got that point where he can go into a crowd without a mic and say your catchphrase out loud, and everyone in the arena kind of says it with you. So.
Definitely. So we do have coming up next this week, man. We have a lot of wrestling to watch. I think we are gonna watch. We have SmackDown, of course, and then we're gonna have Saturday night's main event, Evolution.
Yep.
And I think we're gonna go a little bit into All In.
We might check out some AEW if we have the chance.
I think we should probably maybe the main event because I want to see Moxley get beat by Hangman Page. That's just a personal thing.
The one thing that I think AEW does really good about telling their championship stories is with Adam Page. He's I don't know what it is, but him making that run, like wrestling up for him, it tends to be their best story.
And it's going to be on Saturday night. Maybe it's going to be on. Let's see here. Actually, I don't need a whole breakdown of the history. Let's just get to the card. It's going to be on Saturday night main event. Okay. I don't know exactly what channel it's on. Does it tell me?
Oh, it's
NBC. Okay. I figured.
That goes way back, man.
I figured that, but it's
to the 80s.
Confirmation.
And I'm sure Peacock too.
So WWE Saturday night main event. We're going to talk about it. We have Goldberg and Gunther, what we just talked about. I think it's going to be a spectacle, but let's see what happens.
I don't see that belt coming off of Gunther.
Do you see Seth Rollins trying to cash in on that?
Not after a Goldberg match. I think in this case Gunther will be too dominant for too long for Rollins to try and take any type of advantage of him.
Seth Rollins and LA Knight, who we just talked about too. We'll see if what they do in Night is on the cusp again, that momentum, and I really want to see that, man.
I like the star power of LA Knight coming aboard. Obviously, Seth's going to be one of the guys that's always going to be in the championship scene. I think it's going to go back and forth. I think we're going to get a shot of maybe LA Knight almost winning, but I think the Bronze are going to kind of play into effect at the end.
And the Saturday night main event have a history of having DQ finishes. I think that's going to be what it is. We didn't mention this. Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, dude.
Oh man, that's a good one too.
God,
I remember
man,
the last
what a
time
great
they wrestled.
match.
They had that ambulance match, I want to say, a couple years back. It was a really good match. Hard hitting, both these guys. Again, that could go either way. I think either one of those guys can kind of pick up the victory over the other right now.
I think, I want to go Drew because I think Drew and Randy's always gonna have his momentum. I think you can't take that away.
Sure.
I think Drew's gonna he's gonna overcome him and just start building his case to be in the main event scene.
Well, and both of those guys. I mean, Drew's coming back from an injury, so he should be trying to get hot. But I think Randy's coming off that King of the Ring loss too, so he can use a win too.
And those are all the matches on that card.
Oh, really?
I did not know that. That's all they got.
Oh, yeah. There's not going to be any women. They're saving it for the next night.
I was saving that for the next match. That's the type of card I like. Something short, something simple, something intriguing. And hopefully it's memorable.
Maybe we can squeeze in more AEW that night than we thought.
One thing I want to talk about too was El Grande Americano.
I
think that's something we need to talk about, man. So how did you feel about this showing the other day?
Again, it's always kind of a comical thing with Grande Americano because the whole concept, like you forget, like okay, whether it's Gable or I think now it's Ludwig Kaiser is
I think it is Kaiser.
Is what everybody's saying.
It looks like him.
Yeah.
Kaiser's such an athlete too. He's underrated in my opinion. When he was with Gunther and at the Imperium, very very. I loved him. I loved seeing him doing his work, man.
No, he's very. he's very crisp in everything that he does. He's very fluid in his motions, and he looks well. It's kind of funny just to watch because his style is so completely different from Chad's.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they try to mix in some lucha moves in there on top of that. And then of course my other favorite thing in any Grande Americano match is the commentary.
Dude, they're going back and forth, and I like hearing Cody Graves back on, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've always enjoyed that heel commentator, and him and Cole just. I love their back and forth, especially during this Grande Americano match with Dragon Lee.
Yeah, I think Corey does a good job of kind of bringing that old school heel, but kind of, you have to have a heel commentator, but he brings a new fresh feel to it. You know what I'm saying?
And just Pat McAfee, what they're saying too, he's not coming back, and Cody Graves kind of, all those tweets he sent out, everything's about timing. Just like we talk about the camera lens.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be timing. Everything's going to work out the way it's, and just the way this world works, man, you're going to get another opportunity.
Sure.
But no, that was a definite. And we got the Jay and Bronson. I know we said two things, but
well, they had to put Jay on the shelf. They had to put Sammy on the shelf for a while and see where that's going to go. I'd like to see Jay make his appearance in that Seth LA Knight match tomorrow or Saturday night, and see where that plays out.
I thought it was the funniest thing in the world when we see the New Day mourn the titles. That shit was hilarious. That's clever stuff. A little cartoonish,
almost the black veils and everything.
Yeah, like and you see Roxanne Perez's little memorial with Liv Morgan. That was funny. And then having Dom just do the sign of the cross.
The other little thing that I thought was funny was Becky Lynch walking by the New Day, and everybody's been giving the New Day crap about the way they turned on Big E, and she's like, "Hey boys, I'm sorry about what everything that happened. Best thing you guys did was kick out Big E."
Yeah, hated that guy. No, it's awesome, man. I think it's awesome. Back to where we're at. So again, we want to just we're gonna dive into it this week. Got a lot of wrestling on the next pod, and I think it's going to be a good time, man. I'm really enjoying doing this.
Oh, for sure. We got 4 shows coming up.
SummerSlam's coming up. That's going to be a big show for us. We got to do something special for this one.
Yeah.
Maybe we, who wants to come on? Donez.
For sure.
I found a way to have a 3-man booth. We definitely maybe bring him on for SummerSlam, and we'll get that done, man. I think it's going to be really good.
Definitely.
Let's see what else is going on in wrestling news this week. I don't know what else. I thought I seen something I wanted to talk to you about. Damn it, I can't remember. Damn it.
We did have that little conversation on the side this morning, or between the last couple of days.
Oh man, we have 10 minutes. Let's do this. Is Kenny Omega a top 30 wrestler of all time?
I don't see. Okay. Maybe for the very nuanced fan, yes, but not your guy who's been following wrestling for the last 30 years. I don't think that he puts him in that spot.
There's no way I can name 30 right now off the rip. That's just me. I'm snarky with Kenny. I love Kenny's run when he had that was a pandemic thing too. When he had all the titles and he was holding it down. I respected that so much. But no, dude,
he'll have a good match with anybody. He does as many spots as you can. He's probably one of the Mount Rushmore guys in that New Japan Pro Wrestling kind of storyline.
Yeah, of course.
But again, unless you're familiar with that stuff, and I'll be honest, up until about 3 or 4 years ago, I wasn't. I really didn't know who he was. Not to say that that diminishes his performance as a performer, but I'm like, if I'm a guy who follows wrestling and I really don't know much about you, that doesn't put you in the top 30 for me.
Terry Funk, Dory Funk, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Randy Savage, Eddie Guerrero. Was that Austin, Ric Flair. I'll put Rick Rude over him. I'll put Mr. Perfect over him.
Oh, definitely.
I'll put who else was a worker back in the day, man?
Bret, Eddie.
Yeah, dude. There's so many. Even if you go back even further than that, man, Piper.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat's better than this, man. I would say, and not just I guess if you're talking top 30, you talk about your whole your criteria of accomplishments, impact on the sport. Dude, I don't see him better than any of these guys, especially like.
Well, the conversation stemmed from we caught this podcaster. Not that we're hating on other podcasts or anything like that.
Everybody.
But this guy the initial reaction was this guy didn't place Undertaker as a good performer, and I was just like, how are you going to say that about Undertaker? Undertaker, once he became the Undertaker, there was never a time when Undertaker wasn't one of the top guys.
Yeah.
For 30 years.
He was his top guy from the jump.
Yeah. And the guy went out of his way to protect his gimmick, his character. He never showed. He did all the things right. He never strayed outside of what he was. He maintained that. He protected that. He made sure everybody knew that. When he had to, redesign his character and that kind of thing, he bought into that.
He got better over time, I felt like. And I know he got older, but that 03 to 08 run, Taker was already kind of over his prime, but those matches with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, man, dude, Shane McMahon, God, dude, it's crazy.
Well, not only that, too, that was like vintage, like he never looked bad. That was ripped Undertaker. That was like, how are you going to get in your late 30s and become in the best shape of your life, at that point?
I'll put Kane over Kenny Omega. I'll put Rob Van Dam over Kenny Omega.
Sting.
Bruno Sammartino. Sting.
God,
dude, there's so... Man,
AJ Styles.
1000% AJ Styles over Chris Jericho over Kenny Omega.
Oh yeah,
and that's no hate for Kenny. I'm sure he could do things I could never imagine doing in the ring. But there's just times where facts are facts.
Macho Man.
Who else can we talk about? I don't want to throw Bruno in there. Man.
Oh, you just want to talk about impact on the sport and superstar Billy Graham.
Yeah, man. These as I said, Dory, Terry Funk, these guys like that, man. So, you know what? I put Kenny in that Sabu range, and that's no knock on Sabu either. No. Top 50 guy, maybe top 60 guy, but he did. I just feel like Kenny couldn't have a run right now. He couldn't have a run 3-4 years ago, even off the New Japan. That's not his fault. And the guy that said that, he was never in WWE, that is not an accolade.
Well, and it kind of translates to the other side, too. I mean, there's a style that Kenny kind of caters to, and it works in that New Japan system. Not, you're not going to make it, not to get all Jim Cornette or anything on everybody, but you're not going to convince me that, you're going to put Undertaker in the ring with Kenny Omega and you're going to tell me that Kenny Omega has a chance of winning.
Yeah, 100%.
Not that that's size isn't a big difference, but, Rey Mysterio had to be on top of the world to be credible as a little guy that can go over on a big guy.
Even Seth, I'll put Moxley in front of him. And that's no disrespect. I just don't. I'm the guy who's blocked by the Young Bucks. 1000%, I get it. I'm a mark for my hate for these guys, but I'm like, dude, it's just outlandish claims I'm hearing. It's like, dude, this is not okay. This type of stuff. This is why maybe we're in the same boat. This is why you don't give everybody a podcast, because everybody thinks their opinion's fact. Sure. You cannot. No. I don't know. I don't think it's outrageous to say the guys we named over Kenny. I don't think anybody would have a argument for that.
No, these guys are all-time greats on Hall of Famers, man.
Work rate, impact, and just the criteria, man. Hogan's over Kenny. No. Even though Hogan has his issues and horrible, but wouldn't separate the man from the
impact? When you think of wrestling, that's the guy you think of.
Yes, man. Hulk Hogan is that guy, no matter what anybody's, and not many have had that impact like that.
Oh yeah, same thing with The Rock.
Yeah,
another guy.
Yes, another guy we put over Kenny.
Yeah,
and it's I just think that this world has a very, very short attention span, and when you talk wrestling, talk baseball, talk football, you just can't forget about the past. And,
sure.
It's crazy.
Here's my other issue with Kenny. I think the fact that he came to the States so late, and because he's kind of I think he's on the backside of where he wants to be.
Yeah, definitely.
I think his best batches and stuff were ahead of him or behind him. Now he's in the spot too where everybody thinks oh, it's Kenny. Well, even in AEW now, I think Will's going to be the guy that you're going to be talking about going forward.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think with
Will
that,
is the man.
Once Will once that kind of torch gets passed, you're going to kind of forget about Kenny's impact, and people are going to be talking about what Will did.
And and I love the Kenny with.
That's Will Ospreay, by the way.
Okada. Yeah, yeah. I figured I was gonna say it too, but I figured they have to. Maybe they're just a WWE audience, I love what Kenny did with Okada.
Definitely.
But even this Okada we're getting now
isn't the same as
not the same guy. I know the years pile on, but the man isn't. Again, we're comparing him to Taker. It's so sad. No, Taker was damn near 50, putting on some top tier matches, and Okada. it is that money syndrome, dude. Like he's kind of complacent with where he's at. That's okay, you know him. They're not gonna always be Briscoe. Briscoe just wants his spot. He's gonna take every minute you give him on the damn screen. He's gonna make sure you remember that minute.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the stuff he did with NATO. I love the stuff he did with Jericho, New Japan, and Shinsuke. Like, can he help me become a New Japan fan? 1000%. But that's New Japan.
Well, yeah, and then the Bullet Club. Anything that kind of went around with the Bullet.
Yes.
Again, if you're not familiar with when that kind of took off in New Japan Pro Wrestling, that was huge.
Big time. And Cody was in that, and
Cody and Finn Balor and AJ Styles and
man, Kurt Angle. I'm thinking about it's Kurt Angle, man. AJ Styles. So many guys that I would put.
Brock Lesnar,
dude. Oh my God, so many guys I would put over on him, and there's a lot of underrated guys that haven't really even got their shine that are very underrated that we can make an argument, but it's okay to be in that Sabu range, you know.
Maybe that'll be a good kind of topic for one of these days. Is just kind of go over the most underrated guys ever.
We could make like a top 50 list one day and just kind of put it out there, you know.
Sure.
But you know what I have to stop doing? I gotta stop putting audio over our shit because that's why I did our last podcast. I had to reload it because Donut's like, yeah, I was listening to it. Some other guy started talking. I just need to get better at that. Stop breaking my cameras. Just get better at just slowing down a little bit. And no, man, I'm really enjoy doing this, man. Again, putting over wrestling that we love. This is doing the job. Ernie Contreras,
Ronaldo Cueto.
Please come check us out next week, and we got a lot of wrestling, and we out.